Technical progress over the years makes it possible to offer the car user more and more accessories and equipment. At every step of the way, the electronics involved have become more complex. Often at different places in the passenger compartment, there are a multitude of electronic units. As these units function, they continuously receive a variety of signals. And transmit commands. A given signal may well be used by different units. For example, the door open signal is transmitted to the roof light delay unit, the transponder module that blocks the engine computer, and the lights on warning unit. And the lights on warning. This has made wiring diagrams increasingly complex and connectors more numerous. To simplify this situation and hence improve quality, the 206 is fitted with an Intelligent Services Unit, known as the BSI, which brings together in a single unit the electronics necessary for operating the different actuators or systems, and thus centralizes the control. The Intelligent Services Unit is located under the fascia by the steering column. It is protected by a polypropylene casing and contains two main components. A control card and a power card. The electronic control card incorporates a microcontroller and its component peripherals, an alarm sounder, and, depending on the equipment level of the vehicle, various other components. For example, the high-frequency receiver for the central locking system. The control card is fed with a multitude of data and signals from different switches and sensors. It analyzes and processes the data and then commands the different stages of the power card. The power card carries relays and a shunt for measuring currents. It then commands the different systems concerned. The Intelligent Services Unit also incorporates the fuses protecting the power circuits, as well as the power supply connector, and the input and output connectors. According to the different equipment levels, the Intelligence Services Unit comes in 3 levels: B1, B2 and B4. The standard version, B1, manages the following functions: the direction indicators and hazard lights, the front and rear windscreen wipers, the rear screen demister, and, if fitted, the electric rear view mirrors, the transponder engine immobilizer, the lights on warning, and the audible warning that the ignition key has been left in. Version B2 manages the functions of the version B1, but also central locking, and the high-frequency remote control, the roof light delay, the visible door open warning, the automatic windscreen wiper system, and the audible automatic gearbox safety alarm. BSI level B4 also operates the dead locking system, the intruder alarm, and the audible excess speed alarm. A number of the functions offered by the BSI are conventional. However, the BSI does offer more in terms of comfort and safety when using systems. For example, for the front windscreen wipers, part of the operation is conventional. The steering column switch notifies the BSI of the driver's requirements. The BSI then operates the windscreen wiper motor at the required speed and interval. When the wipers are not moving, the contactor in the motor sends an appropriate signal to the BSI. The continuous stopped signal permits the BSI to propose a control more sophisticated of the windscreen wipers. For example, frost or snow on the windscreen can interfere with the operation of the wipers. Whatever wiper operating mode has been selected, if the BSI has not received the continuous stopped signal for more than 12 seconds, the power to the wiper motor is shut off until the steering column switch is actuated again. In this way, the motor is protected. The transponder type engine immobilizer is fitted as standard to all levels of the 206. This device immobilizes the vehicle by electronically locking the engine management ECU. When the ignition has been switched off, and 10 seconds after a door has been opened, the BSI locks the ECU. If the ignition key has been left in, and the opening of a front door is detected, the BSI gives an audible key forgotten alarm. The information that the key is in the ignition is obtained by reading the transponder. The same signal also illuminates the roof light for a fixed period when the key is taken out. It should be noted that if no door opening is detected in the 5 minutes following the ignition being switched off, the BSI locks the ECU. Depending on the level of the vehicle, the BSI controls the central locking and confirms locking by flashing the direction indicators. The BSI also controls the deadlocking system. If the BSI records more than 10 central locking instructions in 45 seconds, it blocks the system in the unlock position for 30 seconds in order to protect the door lock motors. It is also possible for the driver to deadlock while remaining inside the vehicle. For safety reasons, once the vehicle speed exceeds 20 kilometers an hour, the BSI unlocks the doors. Depending on the level of equipment, the BSI controls the progressive phases of switching the roof light on and off, but also, once the vehicle is in motion, indicates that a door is not fully closed by flashing the roof light. The BSI also controls the rear screen demisting function and allows this only when the engine is running. When the engine is stopped, the BSI is not receiving the alternator exciter signal, and the demist control is ineffective. The indicator light remains off. When the alternator exciter signal appears, any command by the user is stored. The light comes on. But the heater element will be powered only after 2 seconds. The demister then operates for a maximum period of about 12 minutes. If the engine should stall, the demister request remains stored for 30 seconds. As soon as the BSI detects that the engine is running again, the cycle resumes. At the end of the cycle, and so long as the engine is running, a further demist cycle can be started by pressing the push button. In a vehicle fitted with an automatic gearbox, if the driver switches off the ignition but leaves the gear shift in a position other than park, a continuous audible signal is sounded as soon as a door is opened. depending on the country in which the vehicle is to be used, it is possible to configure certain BSI functions. For example, there is the possibility of an audible alarm once a certain speed is reached. It is worth noting that the sound emitted by the alarm is modulated differently for each type of function. The diagnostic socket is located next to the BSI unit. By connecting in the diagnostic system, such as the TEP92 or the Diag 2000, it is possible, in addition to the usual functions, directly to test the signals entering the BSI. And the commands being transmitted to the actuators. It is also possible to configure certain functions for BSI versions B2 and B4. On taking delivery of the vehicle, the user is provided with a confidential card carrying an access code. And with this access code, the diagnostic systems can be used for initializing or clearing the transponders. The code for the high-frequency